If you have not heard this story, which is actually coming out of Massachusetts, U.S. Attorney Rachel Rollins is in hot water. If you're not familiar with her, she actually gained headlines when she became district attorney here in Massachusetts. And the headline literally was first person of color to be the DA in Massachusetts. I'm not kidding. And I always tell you, you can't just go off of the identity. You know, you also have to say, well, what is this person going to do, and look at what they have done. And now we see what she was going to do. She is now resigning, and really it's not her choice. And this is because they have caught her in corruptions, as there is an ethics inquiry and investigation out on her. Rachel Rollins was chosen by Joe Biden. You got to hear this to believe it. Let's get into it. What a doozy.
Now to Massachusetts, where the U.S. District Attorney has just resigned from her post as she faces a federal ethics investigation. NBC's Ken Delanian has been following this for us. Ken, tell us about it.
Chris, this is one of the biggest scandals involving a U.S. attorney in recent memory. Department of Justice watchdogs today accused Massachusetts U.S. Attorney Rachel Rollins of serious misconduct, including violating federal law by lying under oath and using her office for political purposes. The DOJ's Inspector General said in a 155-page report that she used her position to try to help a candidate for district attorney by trying to plant a story that the Justice Department was or would be investigating the candidate's opponent for public corruption.
Here you have a U.S. attorney. This is a big deal. You have a U.S. attorney working hand in hand with media, trying to publish a story to corrupt an election, to hurt a candidate. You can't make this up. I told you a lot of times on this channel, what do we talk about? Corruption. Because more of it needs to be outed. U.S. attorney. She was a lawyer. Lawyer. Jesus.
IG said she then falsely testified about that episode under oath to federal investigators, acknowledging her role only after being confronted with text messages about it. The report also accuses her of violating ethics rules by accepting free tickets to a Boston Celtics game and by accepting political contributions after she was sworn in as U.S. attorney. And it says she disregarded ethics advice.
This part right here, like, how could you even go this low?
By accepting free tickets to a Boston Celtics game. And
free tickets to a Boston Celtics game. With that salary, with her salary, you couldn't pay for the Celtics tickets?
By accepting political contributions after she was sworn in as U.S. attorney. And it says she disregarded ethics advice when she attended a Democratic Party fundraiser in July featuring First Lady Jill Biden. Now, in a separate...
What was that? Democratic Party fundraiser featuring Jill Biden. Again, that is an ethics violation she was not supposed to do. Again, she is the U.S. attorney from Massachusetts.
Report, the DOJ's Office of Special Counsel concluded that Rollins violated the Hatch Act. That's the law that bars federal officials from participating in partisan politics. And that report said that her actions rank among the most flagrant violations of the Hatch Act the office has ever investigated. In a statement, her lawyer did not address the alleged misconduct, but said she would resign by Friday because she understands that her presence has become a distraction. Chris.
Okay, there is more that we need to get into in reference to Rachel. Like, these are common sense things. Like, and I'm sorry, like, she's a DA. She's been around for a while. Like, she knew better. She knew better. Here is the timeline of the allegations against Rachel Rollins. So it says allegations of ethics violation by U.S. Attorney Rachel Rollins. So here we go. This goes back to December 2021. The Senate confirmed Rachel Rollins as U.S. Attorney for Massachusetts, the first Black woman to, here we go again, the first Black woman to become the state's top federal law enforcement official. The contentious nomination required 2 tie-breaking votes from Vice President Kamala Harris. January 10th, 2022, Rollins was sworn in. She later had a formal swearing in ceremony in April 3rd. Here's the Celtics issue. So this is what I want to show you. Okay. All right. January 2022. Okay. December 2021, January 2022. She didn't even wait a year before she decided to be corrupt. Like, let's come on. Rollins and several youth attended a Celtics game at the center of more ethics violations, according to a report by the U.S. Office of Inspector General. The report states that Rollins solicited 30 free tickets from the Boston Celtics for local youth basketball players to attend the game. Again, she could have paid for this on her own. You see what I'm saying? You see the problem? Simone said not even 6 months. Not even. It's like, she didn't even try to make it look like she was legit. God, between her and George Santos, I don't know. Anywho, for local youth basketball players to attend the game, accepted 2 tickets for herself and used a subordinate employee to help coordinate the event, contrary to ethics advice. And then Rollins tweeted a photo from the event. Right. June 22nd to the 24th, Rollins traveled to California for an invitation-only summit, a trip paid for by a sports entertainment agency. The OIG found this to be a violation of federal travel rules. You think? July, when she was on it, Rollins attended a Democratic National Committee fundraiser to meet Jill Biden in Andover. Her attendance would later spark the 2 investigations in possible violations of the Hatch Act. The reports say the ethics advisor for Rollins' office had informed her that she could meet with Biden outside the event, but not go in. Rollins agreed to the plan, but instead, she spent about 20 minutes inside speaking with other attendees and taking photos. She actually is to blame for her own evidence. The evidence being used against her, she has no one to blame but herself. You post the photo on Twitter that you're at the game, and then you take pictures with you inside the event they told you not to go inside. I can't make this up. July 23rd. Rollins attended a social justice convention in New York City and accepted lodging reimbursement from a New York-based entertainment agency without seeking prior ethics approval or advice. The OIG found this to be a violation of federal travel rules. I mean, she was just on it. July 25th, this is still the same month, to September 11th, a report by the U.S. Office of Special Counsel details exchanges between Rollins and journalists at the Boston Globe and the Boston Herald, in which investigators say Rollins leaked non-public DOJ information about purported mismanagement of Suffolk DA's office by Kevin Hayden. Hayden became interim DA when Rollins left office and was running in an election to replace her permanently. The report also accuses Rollins of guiding city councilor Ricardo Arroyo in his campaign against Hayden. This woman was wild. August 31st. Oh my God. News reports said the OSC is investigating whether Rollins violated the Hatch Act when she appeared at that July fundraiser in Andover. November 7th, Rollins was under investigation by the Justice Department internal watchdog connected to the July Andover fundraiser with Jill Biden. And December 6th, the OIG report states Rollins falsely testified to investigators during an OIG interview under oath, saying that she was not the federal law enforcement source for a Boston Herald article about her recusal from a potential investigation of Hayden. When the interview continued on December 15th, Rollins testified that she did believe she was the source. She lied under oath. Let's go on. Oh my God, it's bad. April 28th, 2023, Rollins' attorney confirmed that she'd received a draft of the report from the OIG. May 16th, Rollins announced she is stepping down. And May 17th, the two reports on ethics investigations into Rollins were released. Rachel was on a roll. Like, how do you do that many times? It's just month after month after month. Like, she really felt like she could do what she wanted. I wonder why she would have that impression. So, of course, the Boston Globe, they had to report about this. Oh, yes, they did. They said the damage Rachel Rollins has done. The soon-to-be former U.S. attorney never fit the mold. You know, these little, they kill me with these little bylines. Your headline, your byline, they kill me with these little bylines. Like, how do you know she fit the mold or not? Like, it's just, oh my God. Deneen said first and last Black state attorney. Damn. Oh man. Oh God. I know I shouldn't be laughing at this. But this piece right here I wanted to read. As her tenure as Suffolk DA showed, Rollins is intensely political and combative. She bristles at being told what to do. Okay. And she won't hold her tongue just because decorum and somebody else's idea of ethics requires it. I wanted to tell you guys, but this is the part right here. I told you it was Biden. When she was nominated as U.S. attorney by the Biden administration, it was clear that the reformist and sensible approach to prosecuting crime that had made Rollins popular with voters in these parts would make her enemies among grandstanding Republicans like Arkansas Senator Tom Cotton. Yeah, that has nothing to do with her violating ethics, though. That has nothing to do with the ethics violations. I see what they're trying to do. They're trying to tell a story. I get it. But it talks about how the reports were released Wednesday. Eric actually was the one that sent me this article, and I was like, yikes, what is happening? And it goes on to talk about the Hatch Act. But I think the point that I want to bring up in reference to Rachel Rollins, she hasn't been there that long. Like, she hasn't been in this position a long time. It's not like she served as, U.S. attorney for like 5 years or 6 years or whatever. No, she just got there. She just got there. Like, that's the part. And it's just, I don't know. Like, I feel like this is a sense of embarrassment a little bit for Massachusetts, for us, because they really praised her. You know, when she became DA, they really praised her and her background and her work. And they said, first person of color. And they were all, for her. The media, local news, like, they loved her. Yeah. And now those same networks and media outlets like the Boston Globe, now they have to speak against her. I mean, that's part of the job of being a journalist. But man, not a good look. Not a good look. But she was being corrupt, right? So the very beginning of the article, the Boston Globe told you she didn't like being told what to do. And I think that could be part of the reason why she felt like, bump those ethic violations. I'm going to do what I want. And that didn't go too well. Did not go too well. But that's corruption. And it's sad, but it happens. And you got to call it out. I'm surprised they actually reprimanded her. Like, I'm actually surprised. Like, this is, I don't know. I do not know. But not a good week for Rachel. And not a good look, too, because the thing is, when they give you this title where they say you're the first person of color or you're the first Black woman to do this, then it's like, you know, there are kids who look like you, who will look up to you because you are the first. So if you don't make it and you mess up, that can sometimes make those kids feel like they can't make it. That's the thing about being the first. People don't like to talk about that. But it's a reality of the situation. Red said she will never work in politics again. No, I don't think so. I don't think so. No. Yeah, Monarch said not a good look to people of women of color. Sabby, remember that time when Biden wanted 4 members of the LA City Council to resign due to some comment about somebody's Black son? Yeah, I just, no, man. Red says, I hope she gets good seats. Oh, that Celtics thing. Willem says, they all do this though, right? She was either sloppy or she ticked off someone bigger than her. I mean, she provided the evidence herself. Like that, you know, like how can she's very smart. How can someone so like intelligent just mess up with the common sense, man? Like, how do you mess up with the common sense? You don't put the evidence on social media. Oh my God. Danny says no hunter protection for her. Nope. Jill Biden's probably like, Rachel, who? Don't know her. Bad cookies. She sold out faster than you can say book deal. Thank you for the super chat, Sparky. Free Celtics tickets are a limited hangout to distract from the serious stuff. I could see that as well. Man, I don't know. Imagine if she tried to contact like Jill now. I'm like, Jill, can you vouch for me? Jill is probably like, you rang? I'm sorry, darling. I did not tell you to come inside. I'm being silly tonight.